So we're on Daf Yud Chesam and Beis, continuing the Mishnah from Yud Chesam and Aleph. What's the double language? Amen, Amen. V'shomeres Yavam uknusa. She is saying Amen that she didn't have an out of wedlock relationship while she was a shomeres Yavam, and not after the Yavam was kones her. Amen shalom nitmesi. V'im nitmesi yavo bi hamayim litzvos boten. So there's a Kabbalas Hashvua that when the Kohen says Mashpia ani alayich shalom nitmeis, she says Amen shalom nitmeis, and im nitmeisi yavo, etc. That's a Kabbalas Ha'olam. So we have the Kabbalas Shvua and a Kabbalas Ha'olam, and that's what it means in the Mishnah. In the Reisha it says Amen ala olav, Amen ala shvu. Rabbi Meir Omer, Amen shalom nitmeisi, Amen shalom etameh. In the past I wasn't unfaithful, and in the future I will be faithful and not unfaithful. And if in the future she will have an adulterous relationship, then the mayim should be bodek her. So Rabbi Meir has a power of bedika for the future. Hakol shavim, but both the Tanakama and Rabbi Meir concede she'ein masna ima. In other words, the Baal cannot be mashbia lo ala okodim shetis ares, not on a tumah that came before the Erisin. I don't know what the Havamina was here, I'm not sure. Maybe he married her Becheskes Besula, and he would want to be mashpia that she didn't have a relationship before he married her, and he cannot include that in the Shvua. Velo al achartis garish. So what's the Havamina la achartis garish? It's a quote to Rabbi Meir that he's mashpia halar asid, but he cannot be mashpia her on the period of after gerushin. Right, that's none of his business, so to speak. Nister ali echad v'nitmeis v'achach exira lo ayamasna ima. So after the gerushin, she had a relationship with someone else, and now he remarries her, because Machzor Gushaso is only after the Nesuin. Is lo haya masna ima. So what exactly is the Mishnah adding over here? We just finished saying v'lo al liachar shetis garish. So for that we'll have to see the sugi. Zeh klal. Now the Mishnah gives a klal as to what is the scope of the schus habal in the shvua. Kol sheti boyam lo hoisa surlo lo hoisa lo yamasna ima. If this beila, he wants to be mashpia about a beila which would not generate an isur, like for example before Erisin or after Gerushin, that's not within his purview. And he cannot be mashpia her on that be'ilah because that be'ilah would not generate an iser ishus. Amar Rav Hamnuna shomeres yavam shezinsa asur liyavama. If during the period of time that she was shomeres yavam, she had a relationship with another man other than the yavam, then her status is exactly the same as a married woman who had adultery, and she's asur l'bayla. So the Gemara asks me, mine. How does Rav Hamnuna know such a din? From whence did he derive it? Mida katani, from the fact that the Mishnah says that he can mashpia her shalo stasa kshi shomeres yomam uknusa. What gives the Baal, who's the Yomam in this case, the ability to be mashpia that she didn't have a relationship while she was a shomeres yomam? If such a be'ilu would generate an Isur to the Yavam, now we understand how through Gilgul Shvua he could be mashbia shelo sasak shi shomeres yavam. Ela iamet lo asira is hechi masne vasna and zakal kol shenu tiboil ilu tiboil lo te asur lo loya masnima. So we see clearly that if he's being masnar on the time of shomeres yavam, that's because his nus of shomeres yavam osros al yavam. Ami b'marav in Eretz Yisrael, less hilchasok Rav Hamnuna. So the Gemara says, I don't get it. What do you mean less hilchasok Rav Hamnuna? Rav Hamnuna proved it from the Mishnah explicitly. Elohadik toni shomeres yomam uknusa. So the Gemara says, Rav Hamnuna was medayikid from the fact that the Baal could be, the Yomam could be mashpia her as a shomeres Yomam. That means that the Bila is Oseres. So the Gemara argues, Ha mani Rabbi Akiva. This Mishnah is according to Rabbi Akiva. The Omer in Kedushin Tovsim b'noshim shehein chayve lav. Umashve lo ki erva. So that Rabbi Akiva says there's no tfis kedusha and chayve lav in the case of Yimam l'shuk, los sia isha lishzar is therefore that is equivalent to an erva. Chayve lav generates an erva. Shem erva kedusha tovsim ba. And therefore, according to Rabbi Akiva, since she would have violated a lav, and that lav, according to Rabbi Akiva, has the chumrah of an Isur Kares, because in both cases there's a Kedushin Tovsin, the Vlad would be a Mamzer, is therefore just like an Eishes Ishes Asura, after she had that Be'ila, she's Asura al Baila, so to Yavama, who's Asura Kol Olam B'Lav, if she had his nus, she becomes Asura al Yavama, but Chacham rejected Rabbi Akiva, they hold Kedushin Tosim B'Chavei Lavim, and therefore Yavama Shezinsa is not like an Eishes Isha Zinsa, and she's not Asura al Yavam. Boy, Rabbi Yirmiyah, Ma'al Sheyasne Adam al Nisuin Rishonim. Let's say a man was married to a woman twice. First he married her and he divorced her, and then he remarried her. And the question is, just 1 second. So Ma'oshi Yasna Adam, when he's mashpia or al nesuna rishonim, even during the time period before the Gerish. And also a Yavam who is Miyabim his Yavama, and then he gave a kini and she was Soteres, can he be Masna al Nisui Achid on the previous issues to his late brother? And be mashpia her that she wasn't Mizana then. Hashma, the Gemara wants to be poshet this safek from the Mishnah. Zaklal kol shetiboy velote asura lo hayamasna ima ha'asira hachinami demasna. So if a woman had an adulterous relationship during the first Nisuin before Gerushin, that would generate an Yisrael Abal. And so too, if she had an adulterous relationship when she was married to his late brother during his lifetime, she'd be Asura. And therefore he could be Masna. he could be mashpia. Shma mina, he could be masna al be'ilos elu. Now, we want to add another thing here that what does it mean if she had as nus during the lifetime of her previous husband, the late brother, what impact does that have on the Yavam? And the answer is that when her husband dies, the law is choletzes v'lomis yabemes, that there's no heter yibum, she's asur liyavam. Rabbi Meir Omer Amen Shalo Nitmesi and Amen Shalo Etma. So the Gemara now clarifies the view of Rabbi Meir that you can be mashpia a sotah on the future. Tanya, we learned in the Brisa, Lo Kisha Omar Rabbi Meir Amen Shalo Etma. And when the Sotah says Amen Shalo Etma, it's a shvu on the future. She'im titame. Mayim bodkenos on the akshav. The mayim can't be bodikov for some future action. Ella, but what did Reb Meir have in mind? Likshetitame mayim ma'ararin osa. Somehow the waters that are in her body will sort of be raised up to her throat, and she'll drink the same waters again, ubodkin also. Now, I suspect that this is metaphysical. I don't know. Do you have anything here about that? Is it metaphysical? It says here, Shamayim Osebo Roshem. He has a kasha here. Ech ol al da sheyivdeku osa amayim achshav lifnei shenitma. It seems like there was a havamina that somehow the mayim we bodika before the tumah. Harei ein adam nidon elfi maisav shalosa shah. Boy Rav Ashi. According to Rabbi Meir, sheyasna odav al nisuin achronim. Can he be megalgel a shvua shelo titame li achar shi garshenu v'yachzerenu? So he's being mashpia for the future that she won't have an adulterous relationship after he divorces her and remarries her. Hashta mia lo asirole. We say that such a shvua is invalid because right now, in the present marriage, she's not asuralo. And she'd only be asura as a result of the new kiddushin to replace the old one after gerushin. O Dilma, maybe the Baal can be mashpia her because zimnin de begarish lo v'hader mahader lo. It's common that a man divorces his wife and then he remarries her. The kevan shetiyasser olav yochel hashpia mi'achshav. So this might be included in the Mishnah's principle of kol sheti boil v'tei asur, because the be'ilah would generate an isa. Again, it's only the be'ilah as a result of the future kedushin. Is tashma, again, it's all according to Rabbi Meir. Hakol shavin, both the Tanakh and Rabbi Meir agree, shelo masna ima, the Baal could not make a t'nai, a shvua with her, lo al kodem shetisaris, v'lo lacher shetisgarish. Nister ali echad v'nitmeis. So she was a grusha and she had a relationship with another man. And then he remarried. So loya masna. He can't make a t'nai on that be'ilah because she was a grusha at that time. So it means with regard to the be'ilah that took place when she was a megureshes, he cannot be mashbiah because ain't necessarily sol be'ilazu. But if he's mashbiah on the be'ilah of li'achar shiachzirenu, hachinami de masni, he could be mashbiah because that be'ilah would generate an isa. Shmamina. So we see, therefore, and the Gemara concludes that according to Rabbi Meir, a Baal could be masna and mashbiah his wife on Nisuin Achronim, meaning that she should not have an adulterous relation after he remarries her. Rabbanan, Sos Toras Haknos, Melamed Sha'isha Shosa V'Shona, that she can drink more than once, meaning if she was found to be Tahora, and again there was another Kini and Stira, then she'll drink a second time. Rabbi Yehuda Omer Zos is a mute. She'ein isha shosa v'shona. That you can only be mashke a woman once. Rabbi Yehuda Ma'asav Heid l'fan of Nechunya Chofer Shichin Sha'isha shosa v'shona. V'kibalnu eduso b'shnei anoshin. Right? In other words, she was married to Ruvain. Ruvain died or divorced, and said she got married to Shimon. Shimon could be mashka her, even though she already drank during Ruvain's marriage to him. But if there's only one husband, he cannot be mashka her more than once. So that's the shita of Rabbi Yehuda. And the Tanakama shita is she'isa shosa v'shona. Nachom omrim eino isha shosa v'shona bein isha echad bein shnei anoshim. Even if there were two husbands and she drank mayim amorim under one husband, she cannot drink under the other husband. Tanakama nami yoksiv zos ulravadon basroi nami yoksiv toras. So Zos is a mute, and Toras is a ribui. Amarava beish echad uboel echad. The kuliyamalo pligi di ena isha shosa v'shona. If there was only one husband and one boel, in other words, twice he gave a kinui on the same person, everybody agrees that ein isha shosa v'shona. Dichsiv zos, and that's the mid of zos. We're now in Daf Yutes. But b'shnei anoshim u'shnei ba'alim, here's a case where everybody agrees that there can be a second hashkah for the same woman. She'll drink twice. Once because of her first husband and the steer with that boil, and a second for the second husband with the steer with a different boil. Dichsiv Torahs, and that's where we have the ribuy of Torahs. Keep pligi. Where's the machlokes? Beish echad ushnei baalim, or shnei anoshim u'baal echad. So either there was one Baal and two Baalim, so he gave a kinui from a second Boel, or there were two Baalim and one Boel. Tanakama Sovar Toras L'Ribuye Kulu. The Tanakama holds that the word Toras, which is a ribuy, is including all these scenarios. Ish echad u'shnei Baalim, shnei anoshim Baal echad, and certainly Shnei Anoshim Ushnei Baalim. Zos, so what's the meat of Zos? L'me'ute ish echad u'boel echad, the same husband, the same boel. Rabbana Basrai Sovar, Zos l'me'ute kuli. The word Zos is a miut to exclude ish echad u'shnei Baalim, Shnei Anoshim Baal echad, and how much more so ish echad u'boel echad. Toras is the Rabuye. What is the ribuy of the word Toras? Shnei Anoshim Ushnei Baalim. Which we said that was the case where everybody agrees that he could be mashka twice. Well, it's two different Anoshim, two different married husbands and two different Baalim, but the same Isha. Rabbi Yehuda, Zos L'Me'ute Tarte. He has a miut of Zos to exclude both cases, and Toras l'Rebuye Tarte. So what does that mean? Zos l'Mute Tarte, ish echad u'bol echad, ish echad u'shnei baalim. So we're going to exclude a case where it's the same husband and the same baal a second time, or the same husband and two different baalim. The Toras is going to be marbe shnei anoshim u'bal echad u'shnei anoshim u'shnei baalim, two different husbands, even if it's the same boel, or two different husbands and two different baalim. That's what Rabbi Yehuda meant when he said we accepted the edus of Nechunya in a case of two different baalim, and the second baal could be mashka her, whether it's from the same boel or from a different boel. But Baila Rishon cannot be mashka a second time around, whether it's the same boel or a different boel. Hadron Alecha Hoya Mevi. And this brings us to the third chapter of Sotah, the Mishnah Daf Yutes. Okay then, so thank you very much, and wishing you a great day. Thank you.